Hey everybody, in this project I'm just going to walk through taking off some of the painter's tape off of some vinyl painted designs for a US Navy sign. So I'm using permanent vinyl, but I'm also using that Aura Mask stuff, and I found that I don't really care for the Aura Mask. So, but you can see how clean it does remove things. You can see I got the dog tags there. Um, I did the stars up above. Those were tricky because I used Mod Podge to elevate so that it didn't have as much bleed through. Now what you're going to see here is I did have a few problems and I'm going to address those very shortly. You can see here with the eagle over there, I used a different vinyl because I wanted the light blue in contrast. I regret doing that. It's not as sticky. So I have a mixture of paint on this, and then I have a mixture of vinyl. And honestly, I think I would just go total paint on this one. But I also would consider using a CNC router now that I have one and it's fully functioning. I think it's so much easier to do a CNC router. So there is the anchor. You can see I've got a little bit of cleanup to do over there and some spots. But you can see how closely it came out. Not a lot of paint bleed, um, so not too bad on these bigger objects, but I do have some areas that I've got to clean up there with a little bit of paint and a tiny paint brush. So that was my first attempt at making something like that. I didn't even use a design. I had separate images, but just winged it myself there. So here I am using a paintbrush just to kind of fill in there, being very careful, very meticulous with my brush. I can always go back a second or third time to add it up a little bit, but what I found there was slow and steady wins the race. So now I'm thinning it out, feathering it out a little bit to make it look more uniform because the other part was dry paint, and now we've got a wad of white paint there to work through. You can kind of see that there as well. So there you have it. Just kind of looking it over here, seeing if there's anything else to adjust, and there is just in that little corner there. I know the camera can't do it very well. I'm using the paintbrush in one hand and camera in the other on this project.